Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
In the world, it's said that we are 7 billion going on 8, and globally there are 14.7 people per every 0.39 square miles. The thing is though, when we look at the highly populated areas in the world, this figure is not as large as it sounds. In some areas in the world, the population numbers are so high, and they result in high levels of poverty, limited resources, pollution, and a whole spectrum of problems. That said, you'd be surprised how some people can survive despite the humongous numbers. Number 10. Munchiat Nasser. Cairo has a large population of over 20 million people. Most of the districts within Cairo are populous, as you can imagine. Munchiat Nasser is, however, one of the unique ones. It's in the middle of Muslim territory and has a Coptic Christian slum settlement. This place is renowned for its knack for recycling. What happens is the residents of Munchiat Nasser collect garbage as scavengers. The daily collection totals to 3,000 tons of waste, and with the ability to recycle up to 90% of the collected waste, this is a whopping 4 times more efficient than the Western garbage collection companies. Number 8. Kowloon. This is a city within a city. This place was originally a military fort and it had only 30 people living there in its early days. About 200 years later, things have changed. As a British colony, the place was fortified and the inhabitants' numbers increased up to 700. The British also built nursing homes in the Yemen building, opened a school and constructed an almshouse during the Second World War. When the island of Hong Kong was invaded by the Japanese, the city walls of Kowloon were destroyed. Thereafter, the city was taken over by tyrants who did a lot of gambling as well as unscrupulous businesses. In the early 90s, the city became very successful, and with its unique culture, it was able to thrive and became a home for about 30,000 people, where there are about 350 high-rise buildings that have been erected. Number 7. Malé. This is the capital of the Maldives and it's the most densely populated city on Paradise Island. It has a huge population of 133,000 people. Fun fact, it's the only island out of the 1900 islands that was quite populated even during the Middle Ages. Back then it was built like a fortress which had all manner of fortifications. Today, things have changed quite a bit. Currently, there are no single natural beaches on the entire island. Sanitation is also quite a problem with no garbage cans around. Trash is simply left someplace in the outskirts of the city, and it's picked up by garbage men regularly. Unfortunately, some of the garbage makes its way into the sea and has destroyed a lot of the marine ecosystem. Malé today is considered to be one of the most urbanized islands given its huge number of high-rise buildings. Even with these developments, Malé and the Maldives are still popular among tourist destinations. The luxurious bungalows that are erected over the water are a huge tourist attraction. So is the diving that comes with the package. Do note, the Maldives is a Muslim territory. You have to dress appropriately and can only get into your bikini once you're in a private area. Number 6. Migingo Island. This tiny island is the size of a football field. Well, not a complete football field. Maybe half of a football field. It's one of the most densely populated islands not only in Africa, but also in the world. This island is located near Lake Victoria, and in earlier days it was inhabited with snakes and weeds. The first people who settled there were 2 fishermen who were considered the rulers of the island. They then invited an old magician whose task it was to expel the evil spirits that were in the island. 650 miles away there's another island known as Rusinga Island, which has a larger area, but this island is uninhabited because apparently the evil spirits from Migingo went to Rusinga. Meanwhile, in 2009 the numbers at Migingo Island increased to 131, and then this led to the fishermen to close off the island to control the numbers. That said, according to the census that took place in 2018, it was discovered that almost 400 people are living in Migingo Island. Even though the island is located in Kenya, in 2009, there was a disagreement between Kenya and Ugandan authorities where Ugandans claimed the island was theirs. A very interesting agreement was later adopted in 2019, where it was agreed that the fishermen would pay the 2 governments 50% taxes and benefit from fishing both sides of the island, the Uganda and Kenyan side amicably. Number 5. Lagos. Located in southwestern Nigeria, Lagos is considered a megacity of slums. This is the largest city in the country and also in the whole of Africa. Back in the day it was considered a settlement for the Yoruba people. At that time it was a centre of the slave trade, and over the years it was transformed to be an important commercial centre. It's located in the Atlantic Ocean and has a couple of islands. It's well interconnected and also in the same breath separated by several highways which were formed back in 1967. By 1970, the city of Lagos experienced exponential growth. This led to a rise in settlements as well as towns, and today Lagos is one of the most crowded cities the world over. In place of what look like dilapidated buildings, amazing skyscrapers are popping up, giving Lagos a very well-deserved facelift. The road network in Lagos is very elaborate. Lagos also has one of the busiest international airports in Africa. Lagos is up to 15 to 20 million people, and by 2025 it's estimated that the population will double. When this happens, Lagos might come in third as the largest population in the world, following China and India closely behind. Number 4. Orangi, Karachi, Pakistan. More than 2.4 million people live in this slum, which is located near northwestern Pakistani city of Karachi and was established 19 years ago. The projections show that the city will grow and reach at least 19 million people by 2025. The city faces major problems such as slum housing, where the demand for housing is 3 times higher than what is available. It's estimated that 8 to 10 people live in a 2-room house. There's no sufficient water, and because of this, there's a high rate of waterborne diseases such as cholera and diarrhea. Crime and criminal activities are also on the rise in some of the poorer areas. The government, however, is keen to see that some of these issues are addressed. The government is providing better sanitation facilities. The city is also home to a large number of ethnic groups: Sarait, Sinds, Bohras, Ismailis, Punjabis, Mahajir, Pakhtun and Kashmir. Number 3. Kibera Slum. This is a huge slum in Africa, ranked 3rd globally. Kibera arose at the start of the 20th century in the forest outskirts of Kenya's capital Nairobi. At that time, the Nairobi population consisted of Africans, Europeans and Asians. In 1963, there was an attempt to resettle the squatters in another area, but this proved to be unsuccessful. Over 250,000 people are said to live in the slum, which is on government land. The water in the area is quite polluted. There are also no toilets in the area, making it a major health hazard. Additionally, unemployment rates are at the highest. The houses in Kibera are 12 by 12 in dimension and are said to house at least 10 people. Number 2. Dharavi. Located in the heart of Mumbai, the shantytown is the hub of all manner of business activities. It has a population of 500,000 to 800,000 people and is viewed as one of the most densely populated areas in India. It's famous for attracting tourists and also for the high number of profitable businesses. Interestingly, the literacy levels in this area alone are 69%. This is deemed to be higher than 6 Indian states combined. Another interesting fact is that this is the place where the highly acclaimed film Slumdog Millionaire was shot. The settlement houses of up to 5,000 small businesses, and the diverse businesses range from travel agencies, software development companies and 15,000 small factories. In total, these businesses generate up to $650,000 annually. Although these houses are really small and basic, most of them have gas stoves, water, electricity, the internet, as well as satellite TV. Number 1. Îlet à Bruy. This little island off the southern coast of Haiti has been forgotten for a long time. It was only known to be a fishing island that was 1 acre in size, housing over 500 people. As much as tourists had forgotten it, one traveller by the name of Alex was able to find it on Google Earth. He found a random patch of land somewhere in the Caribbean Sea covered with tin and timber houses. Sadly, the residents in this place do not have any running water or sewerage or electricity. What happens is the people get drinking water from the Haiti mainland. Since there's no electricity, a couple of solar panels cater to essential services. In the entire island, there are only 2 places made of concrete: the church and the store. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.